Welcome into Halftime Huddle. All right, fans, are you ready? For Chiefs Kingdom and the millions watching around the world, are you ready? This show is presented by Starcade Media, where we break down all the action from the first half of the Chiefs game. And now, introducing your hosts, Chase, Riley, and Jaymes Howell.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Chase, a.k.a. CR Media. This is my good friend, Jaymes Howell Sports, with the Arrowhead Asylum, as you guys know. This is the Halftime Huddle for Starcade Media. We appreciate you guys joining. Chiefs, Raiders, Monday Night Football. What do you think, James?
Man, it's been a rough one. We've seen a couple penalties that haven't really gone our way. Whether you agree with them or not, it's really hurt the team. They're shooting themselves in the foot. But on the, to be kind of optimistic about things, it does seem, we hit a big field goal right there at the end. Regardless of that ridiculous roughing the passer call, that was a big play as far as like momentum goes. And we're starting to see a little bit of a momentum shift towards Kansas City going into halftime. So I am a little optimistic about the game moving forward. But, man, it's been a rough one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the penalties have hurt. There's been a couple of penalties that were missed on there's been a couple of penalties that were missed for the Chiefs to benefit the Chiefs. And then there were some costly ones for the Chiefs. They've got to get help in the backfield for Davante Adams. Davante Adams is going to eat you up, chew you up, and spit you out if they cannot get control over the top. It looks like they're starting to kind of click and get it, but that first part of the game where he was bombing them up to Davante Adams was really, really hurting us. So the defensive back, I know we're without Trent McDuffie, and I know there's not a lot of depth there, but they've got to step up if they want to win this game, because Derek Carr is not he's not a great quarterback. He's a good quarterback at best, if that. And if he's got an over-the-top weapon like Davante Adams, where all he has to do is bomb it up, Davante will go get it all day. So you gotta protect that. Otherwise,
whether they need to bring help over the top, safety help, or not, there's got to be an adjustment made. Also, to your point, I think that it really begins with the pass rush and the battle with the
pass rushes look good. They have looked really good so far.
I think that we've seen Karlaftis in there, and we've seen Chris Jones as of late. But the battle with the line of scrimmage, I think we've lost. Josh Jacobs is running wild, and and that's outside the pass rush. It's still, they're still.
I was going to say the inside has struggled with the run tonight. But if you look at the edge, they are getting to Derek Carr and forcing Derek Carr to step up and make plays. It's been, like I said, there's not enough help there in the backfield. They are letting guys get open. They are letting them catch the ball.
Yeah, 100%. Offensively, there hasn't been much on the ground. We have just recently, like I said, there's been this little momentum shift going into halftime. And we've seen Jerick McKinnon kind of pick up a couple big chunk plays right there. I think he's sitting at 41 yards. He's gotten 3 carries for 41 yards. And he's our leading rusher. Clyde's only gotten the ball 2 times. Patrick Mahomes has ran the ball 2 times, and that's it. Isaiah Pacheco got it 1 time. We're looking at 6 rushes in the first half, and that's got to change.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like this is deja vu, a tough game, that Colts game. And remember, we said in the Colts game, the second half, they've got to run the ball. They've got to get that run game going. They've got to get it open. If they don't, it's not going to be a pretty second half, guys. But the key to the victory for the second half has got to be getting the rushing game going, so it can open up some play action passes for Pat, and that's where Pat will make plays. Pat will hit targets down the line, and they'll make this game, and it'll be a great Chiefs win. But if they do not get the run going, it's going to be a long night, man.
Yeah. And then on top of that, I'd also like to I'd like to see our wide receivers, our guys, MVS and Juju Smith-Schuster. I'd like to see them step up and get a little bit more involved in this offense. We've started to hear rumblings going into the game. You know, I've kind of heard it all week long that neither one of these guys have gotten a touchdown. We've gotten 2 touchdowns from our wide receivers all year long, and we need them to step up. Yep. You know, now more than ever.
Absolutely. You know, this is a very crucial game. Yes, it's a division game. Yes, it's going to be a tough game, but the Chiefs cannot lose this game today. This game needs to show that we are still the dominant team in the AFC West. We are still one of the most dominant teams in the AFC and in the NFL in general. They cannot lose this game to the Raiders. They have to find a way to come out with a win. And like I said, on offense, you got to start running the ball. On defense, the run game has to. The secondary is where the obvious problems are. But that run game, if you got to make them throw the pass, make them throw the ball. Derek Carr will make mistakes. That's what he's used to doing. He will make mistakes. That's what Derek Carr does. You have got to find a way to stop the run. Force them to throw the ball and let Derek Carr cover Davante Adams. Let Derek Carr make mistakes. Cover the run. Gonna have to need some help from the top, from the back 3 on the front 7, because the holes aren't meshing up. To circle back around to the offense, we're missing our guy Trey Smith.
Yeah.
For those watching this, for those that also know the Arrowhead Asylum on Tuesday nights, we talk. James and I talk Chiefs football, and we are always talking about how Trey Smith is a bully on that offensive line, and he is extremely missed tonight. Max Crosby has absolutely bullied whoever it is that they got at right tackle. So
yeah, and I mean, and it's not just Andrew Wiley, because I believe that's who's out there on the right side, but it's also Orlando Brown Jr. and he's struggling tonight with that speed rush.
Yep,
and they keep blowing by him, and so you know, whether they need to bring in a tight end and get them some help to kind of chip block them back in on to the inside. Or I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to be interested in what adjustments are going to be made. But something's got to happen. You know, they can't just keep letting these tackles, both left and right side. They can't just keep letting them get beat like they have been.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know, Mahomes can't make a play if he's on the ground.
Yes. So like I said, I just wanted to highlight how Trey Smith is extremely missed tonight, and Orlando Brown. Yes, you had mentioned it as well. He is struggling against the speed rush, and I'm not exactly sure how they're going to adjust with that, because that's Chandler Jones is a speed rusher.
Yeah. So, all right, what's your key to turning this thing around?
Like I said, man, the defense, the secondary, you know, they're going to have to bring in some safety help. They're going to have to bring in double coverage. That's where it starts off. Number 1. Number 2, the back 3 on the front 7, the linebackers, they need to step up. I need Nick Bolton to start plugging up some holes. Josh Jacobs is not a top runner in this league. He does not need to be having a game like he's a top runner in this league. And that front 7 is way too good to let him run around the field on them. So I need Nick Bolton to step up big time. Leo Chanel, let's bring him in. and let him unleash violence and physicality.
I think they're really missing Willie Gay Jr. in this game.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
know, and it's showing. And I agree with you. I think it starts with our defensive backs. You know, get your head around, turn around, play the ball, stop running right into your receiver. I don't necessarily agree with all the penalties that have been thrown tonight, but there's no reason. Like at this point, we know that there's some ticky-tack calls happening, and get your head around, play the ball.
Yep.
You know, and then offensively, it starts with the run. Everyone
run
loves
the dang ball,
but run the ball.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason why we should be looking at two carries for Clyde. You know, at halftime. That's not acceptable. Andy Reid needs to do a better job. You know, if he's the one playing the calls, or if it's Eric Bieniemy, we kind of don't know. But they need to do a better job.
Absolutely.
All right, my man. Anything else before we get back into the second half?
Nope. We appreciate you guys joining for this week's Halftime Huddle. For myself, Chase, CR Media, for my friend James, Arrowhead Asylum, this has been another episode of the Halftime Huddle for Starcade Media. Good fight and good night.
All right.